All right, so with all this funny business of Autumn potentially getting exposed for messing around with little girls and whatnot, and then potentially also clearing his name, because you never really know. I know all this information is coming out. You don't actually know if it's true or if it's false. So like, I think even Jace trying to expose all of these rappers who I guess like he has a personal vendetta against them and everyone else in the rap game. I think he even like might be retiring and becoming a full-time streamer. And so that's because he feels like everybody was doubting him or calling him a snitch and like ruining his career, which I do see the reason why he wants to become a streamer, because when you're a rapper and also like he's obviously very eccentric and has a good personality, so it does work with streaming. So he's doing great. However, when you talk or speak in such like a factual tone, when you're accusing somebody of something, this is why I always say allegedly, even if I know if it's true, because defamation is actually a big situation where when you're purposely spreading misinformation, or even not purposely doing it, but like it's not proven that it's true, then you could be sued for however much the damages can be equated to. Now, these aren't necessarily big rappers yet, although Rich Amiri and SGP West are definitely streaming well as underground rappers. Rich Amiri might be like crossing over a little bit, and so maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars he could be sued for. So that's why I just think it's weird that, like, I'm the YouTuber, right? I'm the person, I'm a news source in a way. Like, I know a lot of y'all are like, oh, he doesn't know shit, whatever. I don't care. We talk about rapper news. And so even I myself, and I'm not quick to just jump on such harsh allegations like this, because even though like it would get views and everything, I still do have a heart for I don't hate anyone in the rap game. I want everybody to do well. So it's kind of just lame as hell that even Jace is jumping on, like, again, not even confirming if shit is real, and then trying to expose people for something, again, that might not be true. And it's like, I feel like that is the worst allegation that you can get. The P word, or someone who messes around with children, that's worse than being a snitch, in my opinion. Like if somebody's doing that, like, it's cool to snitch on them. So maybe that's what Jace is doing. Like he's snitching on them because maybe he knows something we don't. However, SGP West and Rich Amiri have responded with, like, again, potentially clearing their name as well, but there is no way to fully prove it, because it's always he said, she said. But I do think he can be sued for a fat bag. And I think SGP West has even sent out, he deleted it because maybe he didn't want to, I don't know, ruin the court case, because you don't want to speak publicly, or you can only technically get sued if somebody is served the litigation papers or whatever they're called. I studied law, but like I didn't actually finish law school, so I don't know like the ins and outs of that deep. But he did post a cease and desist letter telling a bunch of Twitter users and Jace to like stop spreading false information, because it is going against their character, defamation. So anyway, here's what Jace said, basically going off, trying to expose Rich Amiri. Who else? I think he even said something about Autumn, but like that was by other people, just by Instagram pages, whether or not that was true or not. We already spoke about that, as well as SGP West. So let's see what he said.
Asking for a 16-year-old's Instagram.
Bro, nor do I. You're making fake ass messages.
Bro.
Man, Rich Amiri sounds upset. I'm not gonna lie. But again, like if there's one time to cry, like this is the one time, because it can ruin your career. You can beat women. You could like be gay. You could, not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, like, usually in the rap game, a lot of fans like will make fun of you for it. You could be like trans. You could be a snitch. You could, I don't know, do all sorts of bad things. But if once you start messing with kids, then it's over with.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'd rather be called a snitch than a pedo.
Exactly what I said.
This is your number, right?
Oh, when it was a fake ass court document, it was okay.
How much you have your number?
I can't even hear Amiri. All right, so basically he's showing messages with this Kalani girl. Don't show him nothing. I'll text him myself, blah, blah, blah. And she's a minor. Same situation as Autumn, I guess. Like, I don't know how old is Rich Amiri? That's a good question. Rich Amiri age. So there's actually something to note that we spoke about with Autumn before too. Like, there is a little range. Say you're in high school, right? And you're a senior. So technically you can be a senior at 18 years old. You can legally date a freshman, although I do personally think it's weird, and I never did any sort of business like that because friends did that. I was like, dude, that's literally just easy pickings. You're just being horny and desperate at that point. Like, it's the easiest thing to get a freshman. Same thing if you're going for underage. But anyway, so 18, how old are you when you become a freshman? Like 14? So like, there's kind of a leeway there. I don't know how underage this person was, but if she was, like, again, if they're in Atlanta, the age of consent is 16 years old, but maybe he's in LA because Rich Amiri's like now with internet money and other just labels and whatnot. So let's see, age of consent, California. It is 18 years old. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. It makes it harder to get past the legality. But anyway, so Jace is exposing all these people. Let's see, the GOAT Rich Amiri has proved himself innocent. He is not, blah, blah, blah. So maybe the messages were doctored. And then Rich Amiri posts on his Instagram story after Jace exposed him these screenshots that were created by You Love Kalani. So that was that girl before. That was her username. A catfish page are fake. First of all, can we just talk about why everyone in the underground, or not everyone, but a lot of people are just out to literally expose fake shit? Like, what do you gain out of that? I really don't understand. Like, you're literally just tearing down another soul. And you, like, I would get it, like, if you're selling your souls to the devil so that you can then be rich and famous. But nah, these people are literally out there just to take out somebody and like kamikaze them. Like, they're not going to become famous at all. They're just crashing their plane in there and get no benefit whatsoever. But anyway, you just my young mama. When I'm in Atlanta, I'll come get you. Don't worry, we don't keep this shit on the low. Blah blah blah. I love older men, so you being boss. I don't even know what that means. Is that proving that it's fake? Okay, fake page, 965 followers. Real page, I'm not even sure what that means. So this screen recording that Jay showed on stream, once again sent to him by You Love Kalani, are real, and I'll explain. Rich Amiri says, how old are you? Honestly, look, if you ever see a message, and again, I don't know the full situation, I'm not in these people's DMs, I'm not sim swapping people, so I can't really pull together the proof, nor do I even want to like investigate an underground rapper's DMs to prove that there's something there, like some bad P word, right? Like, I got better things to do, my own life. That's another situation. Like, I don't understand why the fans like get so involved in people's lives just to ruin them. It's despicable, if you will. But hey, in this message, if Rich Amiri were to ask, how old are you? I feel like that's actually a pretty legitimate question. Like, leading with that, like, how old are you? If you say you're under whatever, then it's dead. Okay, I'm getting out of here, because you know how girls like to catfish their age all the time, even if you see them in person. Plus, they start dressing like they're older. You wear makeup, it makes you look older. The pictures, the filters, whatever it is. Maybe they like start drawing some wrinkles on their face so that they can look older. But at least he was just testing the waters. Like, how old are you? So if you are younger, I'm not messing around with it. Is there anything else? There's probably more. Okay, so he tells the full story. We're not going to get into it. Also, Jace, this is you trying to buy feet pics off my ex-girlfriend when she was 17. So I looked up Jace's age and he's 20. I don't know how old Rich Amiri is. I think we just looked it up. Actually, he was 19. So 17 years old. Like, feet pics, I don't know. I never understood feet pics. Like, what is, y'all get off on that? It's weird. I know some girls who sell feet pics on like that one website. I don't know how much they make. They could just be trying to brag and act like they're hot because their feet are sweaty and got mold on them or something. But to each their own, I guess. And so, as we said before, SGP West is following a defamation lawsuit against Jace, or at least he's threatening to do so. I do remember that there is one thing in a defamation lawsuit that needs to be true, and I think it's like you're purposely spreading misinformation. So if Jace knew, you have to prove that Jace knew that the information was false when he was spreading it. Otherwise, because SGP West and Richard Mary can be proven to be like public figures, the defamation limitations are a little bit higher, because when you're a public figure, people are always going to be talking about you, giving opinions, whereas like it's harder to prove that I don't know, somebody was trying to spread that, or if they actually thought it was true. Whereas if it was like just a random bystander, why else would you be spreading a bunch of information about them if you know, if like it's entertainment's sake when they're a public figure. I don't know if I explained that well at all, but regardless, SGP West says, dude trying to get the most attention he can for his stream by spreading fake shit on other artists, but y'all won't open your eyes and see the weird shit in that. Exactly. Again, I'm a YouTuber, I'm in the media, somewhat of a blog, right? You get it. But still, I personally, and I just don't feel the need to like try and expose people. I'll post already public information, because at that point it's already out there and I'm not really doing anything wrong or morally in my heart, right? But like if you're just trying to find shit to expose on people, that is so weird, especially something so harsh where like if it's a 1% chance that it's not true, that it could ruin their career entirely. And maybe Jace feels some sort of, again, like he needs revenge on everybody because he was alleged to be a snitch, although I can accurately say he was a snitch. And also that's just an opinion that a lot of people say upon him, because there's no like real definition of snitch. He gave up names, but maybe someone else doesn't consider that a snitch. But regardless, there is actual paperwork of him being a snitch. So I don't know why he feels like he needs to get revenge on everybody when like that was the one rule. He knew when the cop was asking him all this information about Summers and Desire, whoever else was involved in the situation where he shot the gun, and then the cops came asking names of like who else was at the scene. Like you knew that as a rapper, knowing that number one rule, do not snitch. Like, you know, that's going to be public information soon. You're famous. And then also, like, you know, Summers is going to come after you or like tell the public, trying to get back at you as to like why he's in jail right now. And like, it's all clout related, right? I'm not saying Summers doesn't really clout chase at all, but like, it's really just his fault. And also Jason's the one that shot the gun. So like it was, even the snitching part was his fault, and the intensifying the situation was his fault. And so now again, he's bringing attention to his streams by just like, I don't know if it's called clickbait, but jumping on opportunities to take down other people, even if it may not be true. And we all know that rappers do weird shit and artists do weird shit. I've talked about this in streams and in videos. I know girls, when I was in high school, this happens all the time. Like 15-year-olds, whatever, they try and like hit up a rapper who's over 18, 20, whatever it is, and they just stay at the backstage door, like waiting for the rapper to open the door and be like, oh my God, can I come suck you off real quick? Just for the clout, right? But you can't be too careful now. And I think a lot of rappers, especially seeing this, maybe a couple years ago, like they could have gotten by with it, but now the internet spreads shit so fast. I think rappers are smart enough to not do that in ass age. And also with the whole Slay World situation where all of them were getting exposed for that, like they would see, and maybe these DMs are really old as the Slay World, like 2018 or so, 2019. But I think everyone's seeing that just don't do that. It's not worth it. It's like you can go find of age people or people your age. And even if you get caught, which you most likely will, because someone will try to expose you for clout, that's just the name of the game, then your career is over, literally, right there. So I don't know if any of this is true. I hope it's not. I actually trust SGP West, honestly, sending out a cease and desist and potentially suing Jace for defamation. Like, that's some big boss moves. because you have to prove that one of the technicalities in defamation is it true? If it's if he actually did it, and Jace can prove that in court, and apparently he does have lawyers, right? Because he said he has to ask his lawyer in that one song, that one album. If it is true and Jace can prove that, then it's technically not defamation, and then maybe Jace can like countersue for like making him pay legal fees for a lawyer and shit. So that's some big boss moves. I'm just saying, if they're trying to sue, then it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not true, but it's definitely an indicator that he feels a little bit more confident that he can at least bluff that it's not true, or that what he's saying is the truth. But y'all let me in the comments what y'all think about the situation. Is Jace going a little too far? Because I think so. Or are these rappers, do they deserve to get exposed?